Gratitude, gratitude. I believe in the power of what I say will be. I finally learned the lesson that gratitude is the key. Amazing, 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 amazing. It's all 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 amazing, amazingly awesome. Something's gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Yeah, something amazingly awesome is gonna happen to me today. Something amazing. Amazing, yeah. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. It's so amazing. Something coming, something good. Something's coming, something's good. Something's coming, something. It's so amazing. Something coming, something good. You are welcome here. 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 Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are so welcome. You are welcome here. You are welcome anyway now. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. Everybody, you are welcome here. You are welcome so welcome. You are welcome here. Oh, I am welcome here. I am welcome so here.
Welcome to the Napa Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We are a vibrant, inclusive, and spiritual community that seeks to live intentionally, love unconditionally, and see God in all people and in all faiths. We believe the work we do in prayer and in the community creates a world that works for all cultures, races, orientations, and faiths. For over 60 years, we have practiced thinking globally and acting locally to help awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Annually, hundreds of people actively participate in our services, classes, events, and in our Spanish-speaking ministry. And we are training the next generation of spiritual leadership in our ministerial school. In the last few years, because of apparent divisions politically and socially, and because of threats to basic human rights, we have magnified our application of Science of Mind principles with engagement and compassion in action in the greater Napa Valley community. Our members have participated in women's marches, pride events, and we have hosted speakers on racial issues. We have empowered and mentored diverse leaders in our community and given scholarships to diverse ministerial students. We have donated over 4,000 pounds of food to our local food bank. Our spiritual director, Reverend Jay Lang, has facilitated an interfaith leadership group to hold public prayer vigils and 9/11 commemorations in participation with Jews, Muslims, and Christians. We have fostered the creation of a beloved community in the larger Napa Valley area by honoring community heroes at events and tithing to and partnering with a dozen different nonprofits that share our vision. Together, we've created a Martin Luther King Day of Service where over 1,200 participated in community service annually. The leadership of our parent organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living, headquartered in Golden, Colorado, recognized our community for all of the outstanding, compassionate work we've been doing over the last few years with the 2022 Meritorious Community Award. As we move forward to do this work of the heart, to awaken the world to its spiritual magnificence, will you join us as we continue to ascend to new heights and create a world that works for everyone?
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I am only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. 'Cause I'm only here. One time I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide, 'cause I'm only here for God. No more trouble, no more strife. In my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Only here for God. That's good to know as we open up this life that we know is true. Hang on a minute. I'll just use the microphone for any time. How about this? So blessings, everybody. It's so good to be here. I'm Reverend Jay Lang, senior minister here, and it's always good to be in community. We like to begin our service with our vision and mission statement. If you'll look on the screen with me and read. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. A glorious affirmation for today and always. Before we begin the sacred part of our service, we have a few announcements that we wanted to cover. First of all, it is Native American Heritage Month, and it was part of
honoring Native Americans both in this month and really year-round is making sure they have a voice among faith communities. Although they are, quote, not a church, they are a faith, they are an ancient wisdom that we can tap into. This particular land that we stand on, we sit on right now, has had 10,000 years of people living continuously. And the colonialist has only been in the last 200 years of that 10,000 years. So we honor that ancient wisdom here. And one way we do that is including them in services. I was part of a interfaith service on Wednesday night at the Lutheran Church. It was a Thanksgiving service. And Charlie Toledo, the executive of the Sauckel Intertribal Council, we had her do a part of opening and a prayer, and it was very beautiful. And she will also be part of our winter solstice ritual that we do on December 21st. So this is a way of allowing that wisdom to be heard and honored and giving it a voice. So we're happy to be able to do that and honored to be able to do that. Also, as one holiday ends, the next one begins. So this is the last day to see pumpkins around here, but we need to convert it into Christmas decorations, holiday decorations, and this is probably the most decorating we do for any event. So we would really appreciate help doing that. So on Thursday, this coming Thursday, November 30th, from 4 to 7 p.m., we're going to have a little gathering of people just coming in. We're going to put a tree in the corner and put bows up and different things and garlands, and we just appreciate your help doing that. There's a sign up on the guest table to be a part of that. We'd appreciate your willingness to do that. And also, once December rolls around, it's a really fun, I always enjoy the Sundays in December because we do what's called the Season of Light. We talk about the many faiths and all of their harmonizing around the concept of light and how it represents God, it represents a path. So each Sunday we're going to cover a different faith tradition. On the 3rd, we're going to talk about Diwali and the Islamic Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca. The 10th, Hanukkah. The 17th, winter solstice. The 24th, the metaphysical Christmas. And the 31st, although it's not a faith, it'll be our New Year's Sunday, and we'll do a burning bowl ritual. So each of these Sundays in December is going to be fun and meaningful, and we hope you can be part of all of that. And then being December, there's a lot of things in between all of these things. So the first one being is this coming Saturday is our wellness and health market that we have different health professionals coming in and sharing with us their health practices, their recommendations for us to be healthy in body, mind, and spirit. So this is a free event available to all to come look at the booths, talk to people. There's going to be presentations in the sanctuary from noon to 3, so you can go to the farmers market over there, and then after that come to the health and wellness market here. Then the next Sunday, after that, the 10th, we're having a very special concert with Astra, Patricia Bahia, and Austin Willisey. It's called a singer-songwriters concert because it's their own music they take turns singing. And we had this 6 months ago, and it was just amazing. More than entertaining, it was powerful, transformative kind of music because it's from their heart that they write. So we'd appreciate you coming to that. It is a ticketed event, and you can find the tickets online or there's a QR code there also. If you grab that quickly, you can do that. But there's a form online, $20 before the event, $25 at the door. And then the Posada Navideña. I always get that, never get that. Yeah. That's on December 16th at 5 p.m. It's led by Imelda Gomez, who's the spiritual director of our Spanish-speaking ministry. It's a fun event. Even if you don't speak Spanish very fluently, it's just the whole journey. They reenact the journey of Mary and Joseph, and just the fun of that, coming into the inn and at first not welcoming, but they get welcomed. And that's the metaphor about us being an inclusive center, and we're welcoming all people to come. And so I really, and then there's a big party afterwards, so it'll be fun. I hope you're able to make that as well. And then winter solstice, Thursday, December 21st at 7 p.m. Like I said, it's led by Virginia and Charlie Toledo and myself. And it's just a ritual that we do every year. And what's great about this year is it'll actually be during the actual winter solstice, which is like at 7:26 or something like that. So we're starting it at 7. So we'll be in gathering when the winter solstice happens. So that'll be a lot of fun. And it's unusual that we do these back to back, the candle lighting service the very next night. But because the winter solstice, we wanted to do the ritual around that. And we always do our candle lighting service, not on Christmas Eve, because we want that to be for families, but the Friday night before, that's closest to Christmas, that we can do that without being the 24th. And so this year's theme for our candle lighting service is lighting the way for love. And we're just excited about this theme, where the practitioners are doing new parts, and it's a new way of doing this service that'll make the entire service sacred, and also allow for time to do personal candle lighting. So that, as always with our service, so mark that one in your calendar. And then we have a variety of things the rest of the month. More will be told about that. But also for year-end giving, if you're a person who considers year-end giving, either for tax reasons or just you know that you have an abundance this year and you plan to give, the Give Guide that Can Do puts out is a great source of nonprofits that are doing great work. And I hope you consider our center as well as in your year-end giving. We have a couple different theoretical ideas and plans, but mainly we just want to do more of what we're doing, and we appreciate your support, whether it's on a weekly, monthly, or annual basis. We appreciate that. We also appreciate your requests for prayers, your willingness to pray with us, whether with the practitioners after the service, or a prayer request or online request. It's our honor and privilege to be able to pray for you. We know that prayers work. And I just want to thank all of you for the prayers we've had recently for the Middle East. Last week I posted this, that it's okay to be heartbroken for more than one group. It's also the divine. When we're tapped into the divine, we're able to pray for all people without taking sides. And I think our prayers, along with millions of other prayers, have made some shifts that are in the Middle East. It's made this treaty possible for some of the hostages to be returned. I'm not saying it's all done. I know that conflict has been around for literally thousands of years. It's not going to be easy, but it's making progress because people want peace. The people want peace. And so we keep holding that it's the people that want the peace, and that we are with them in heart and mind and soul, knowing that peace with them. So with that in mind, let us go to prayer and meditation.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
So if you'd like to close your eyes or soften your gaze, we're just continuing in this quiet and beautiful place, this place of love. And as we breathe in, we remember the gift of life we are given, this incredible creativity that spun each of us together in this beautiful world. On the sunny autumn day turning towards winter. So we give thanks for our time together today. We give thanks for the words spoken, the songs, the message. We give thanks for our hearts together, creating a coherency of love that goes out in the world and multiplies. So let's just take a moment of silence to relish that. So just coming back into the room with love, with thanks. We're just so grateful, and so it is. Good morning. So it's been 4 weeks since I got married, and I'm still in the afterglow. In the afterglow of my most wonderful, beautiful, joyful wedding ceremony and celebration. And so I wake up every morning next to my beloved, and my heart is filled with joy and gratitude that we were given the gift of this precious love at this time in our lives. And at the same time, every morning I wake up and my heart is filled with sorrow because there's so much suffering in the world right now. And we're feeling empathic beings, so it's hard not to feel this very deeply. So I keep circling back to my spiritual work is to stay open and happy and joyful in the midst of all this tragedy and suffering and sorrow. And it's easy to forget that everything's sacred and that if I believe there's a divine creator who created all of us out of unconditional love and no one is exempt, then I have to believe that every single thing is loved and cherished equally. Yet our dualistic thinking divides everything into profane and sacred, good, bad, war, peace, love, hate. And it's hard not to do that because we've been socialized in these systems of hierarchy and power over other people and dualistic thinking. So I have to know and remember each of us is divinely created, worthy of compassion, and deserving of love. And it's not so hard for me when I'm thinking of an Israeli child or a Palestinian child, and it gets harder when I'm thinking of an Israeli soldier or a Hamas soldier. These divisions of sacred and profane make it hard for us to deal with our shadow, that part of ourselves that we may fear or want to deny or even loathe, where all that dark, smoldering anger and rage and judgment and blame are. But I feel like I could meditate and pray for 100 years, but if I don't also do that deep work of healing my shadow and bring it into the light, then I will continue to project my shadow onto other people, and that's what we all do. So I feel like my spiritual work is to love all those parts of myself unconditionally and to love those in others also, but with compassion and tenderness. And I don't have to accept hatred or violence or harm to others, but I do need to know and act on the truth that all of this big giant mess is sacred, and we are all loved and cherished by the divine, even those we consider bad or our enemies. As the prayer goes, give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So this is the daily practice, to love all of it with the divine, unconditional love of the mother, the light and the dark, the shadow and the light, to know this is the way we create a world that works for everyone. Not perfect, messy, but blessed and loved. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for welcoming me and my partner, Ronnie. Sometimes things work out just perfectly. You'll see what I mean when I start with this song. The name of this song is Holy Now. When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick. Is there anything is here at all? So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there is not one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. But now I have to hold my breath. I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. Well, I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush. singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. This used to be a world half there, heaven's second rate, hand me down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now.
Beautiful. Oh, why don't we turn the blue mic off? There we go. Okay. Let's just take a moment. I just love that song, first of all, so thank you so much. And just after that little bit of chaos there, just close your eyes and just say to yourself, everything is holy now. And just feel that in your body and your soul. Okay, you can open your eyes again now. For everything is holy now. And what's interesting is now I'm going to take you down a pathway talking about shopping, and yet shopping can be a mindful thing today. I have my talk title today is Revenge of Black Friday. And the intention of this is not to make fun of people who shop, but instead find a way in your soul to make that which you do, your shopping, mindful and conscious and a sacred practice, because shopping can be a spiritual practice. Now, it's not always found on Black Friday. When I thought of this title, it's almost as if Black Friday is like a creature from the Black Lagoon that's going to come up and grab us and consume us with its overriding message, or demanding that we buy things that are on sale and all that. Almost if it's like a horror movie. You know, when you I don't know, I don't watch horror movies anymore, but I remember when I did when I was younger. And there would always be teenagers who would do certain things, and you knew, don't do that. You know what's going to happen if you do that. Isolate yourself or go off and do something. And yes, sure enough, it happened. I told you not to do that, you know. But that's, I think that's the nature of this this holiday, this day of Thanksgiving, that we go from our most grateful days, and then instead we trample each other for sales exactly one day after we're so thankful. Now, to kind of keep the lightness of it, I have a few jokes here. So, what do Black Friday shoppers and Thanksgiving turkey have in common? They're both stuffed and jammed into a small space. And what is the day after Thanksgiving like? Why is the day after Thanksgiving like being late for a Black Friday sale? There are only leftovers. And who saves the most money on Black Friday? The people that don't go. Right, I knew you would know that one. And how can you tell which of your friends got a good Black Friday deal? Don't worry, they'll let you know. And a little story, a few years ago, people were lining up around Best Buy in Vallejo. They were around the block, this long line, and this woman in heel tries to cut up in front of the line, and she's yelled at and pushed away. She comes back, she tries again, and then they knock her down, and she mutters, "Well, if you people are like that, I'm not opening the store then." When they heard her say that, they helped her up and made sure she opened up the door. So, but that's like, I think when we're walking this spiritual path, this mindful path, sometimes we're pushing away that which has value, that which is an opening for us. And I think often that we might miss what is important
because we're so caught on what we think we need to do or a certain way of doing things. And as I encourage you to do, it's not about not shopping on Black Friday. It's about anything we do, whether it's eating or walking or praying or being with a friend or shopping, that we do it mindfully, consciously, sacredly. The name Black Friday was originally a derogatory term given by the Philadelphia police officers for this Friday after Thanksgiving, because they had to work extra shifts that day, called in when they weren't supposed to work that day because of the increased number of shoppers and potential crimes. But then, being the capitalist nation we are, the retail people spun it, instead of a derogatory term being a positive term for when you can get deep discounts. There was also, and still is to a degree, lesser, but a subtle message that if you didn't go right away, you would miss these savings and you'd be behind on your shopping list. There might not be anything left in the stores at all if you wait too long. And it just adds to the stress and panic of our holiday shopping. As I mentioned, most of the hysteria around Black Friday has lessened because the retailers have spread out when you can get these savings. And online, you can purchase things without any lines or crowds at all. So things have become less about Black Friday. But what's left is this messaging, this commercial messaging, that if we don't take advantage of certain things or buy certain things by a certain time, that we might miss out, or that if we don't use a certain product, then we won't be happy, we won't be loved. Because in a lot of ways, the advertising of social media is selling happiness, like a snake oil salesman who's telling us what will make us happy. I'm grateful that another reason why Black Friday has become lessened, the hysteria around it, is because there's a new movement about mindful practices and in all aspects of our lives, mind, heart, body, and soul. But in particular about purchasing, it's called mindful consumption. So mindful consumption is a variety of ways of being more conscious about what we buy. But what I know is shopping mindfully can be a spiritual practice. We pay attention to the source of the food, what kind of food it is, to consider local vendors or artists, to consider fair market value kind of foods. And that we can evolve our mindful consciousness, our mindful consumption, to reduce, reuse, repair, regift, recycle, rethink. And I love the little, on the right side of this diagram, it talks about instead of the hierarchy of needs, the biarchy of needs. The biarchy is a little pun there. To use what we have, to borrow, to swap, to thrift, to make, and last on there is to buy. At the same time as we buy holiday gifts, I don't think anybody's going to want some of my worn clothing or tattered things. People, we want to buy something new. So as we buy something new for others, I think we do it mindfully. We give from gratitude, from joy, from love, rather than obligation. Michelle and I have a rule of gift giving. If it comes out of obligation, we don't want it. I'd rather receive nothing than receive a present out of obligation that I'm supposed to receive. And I think that's because of the life and the spirit within it. We all know as we age, we learn that our favorite gifts are the ones that are given from the heart, that have meaning, and are personal to us, that have considered who we are. But those are also gifts that are sometimes harder to find. You can't always find those. And we do the best we can to not be driven by advertising or driven by media messages. We allow it to be in our heart that we're guided by. And so a couple things that I've learned in this process, first of all, to replace FOMO with JOMO. And let me explain this a little bit. So FOMO, if you've not heard that, is the fear of missing out. So the advertisers want to act on our fear of missing out, of our fears of crowds, lines, and parking are overridden by our fear of missing out on the latest deal, saving money, finding the right gift, doing the right thing, and also being the right thing. There's this tie-in with what we buy with our happiness that we need to disconnect that part of it, to mindfully, to be conscious of that. Now, I must admit, in terms of Black Friday, I have participated fully in it because when my kids were growing up, my two sons, they like technology, and you can buy, used to be, and now it's more spread out as I mentioned, but there was a time you could get some really good deals if you got up early on Black Friday. And there were these stores, now I think they're bankrupt, the Circuit Cities, that I would get up at, I don't know, it was dark, and this was Colorado, it was cold. So I'd bundle up, gloves and hat, and get out there and think I'd be the first in line, and there was already dozens of people in line. But it was a very competitive thing because I would find great mirth and joy in seeing the number of people behind me. I got there for them. But when you do Black Friday, you got to have a plan. You got to, it's almost like you're on a mission or a battle or something. And the first year I did it, I made a large mistake. And that was I got up early, got there in line, was ready to go, got in there, got the item I wanted, but then I looked for other things that were on sale too. And I spent maybe 30 minutes of doing that. I didn't realize the biggest line is not the one outside, it's the one checking out. So I learned from that, I would go in, get the item, go right in line. Or get a partner to get in line while you're finishing shopping, whatever. But it was a serious task to do that because I was afraid of missing out. I think the antidote to all this is gratitude. And JOMO is the joy of missing out. The joy of missing out. So we choose when we participate in things. It doesn't mean we don't ever shop at all. And of course, there's the difference between shopping and buying. Sometimes you go to the grocery store, you're just there, you get your list, you get your stuff, I got my stuff, I'm getting out of here. There's other times it's kind of fun to just kind of look around. I enjoy shopping in like Home Depot more than Kohl's perhaps, but it is fun to just kind of look around but do it mindfully what I'm purchasing and how I'm doing to look at that one triangle about borrowing tools or then buying tools or fixing a tool that I might have. To know that. And so this joy of missing out is taking time to reflect and contemplate and just to listen to the highest and best. Listen to what allow your intuition to guide you towards what might be a good gift for someone or what's important for us to purchase, to buy, to engage in our life on a value-based system. And for me, it's this gratitude that's the key, because if we're grateful for what we have, if we're grateful for our life and also grateful for what is unfolding, we know Spirit within us, then we're not looking to fix ourselves or make ourselves happy through something outside of ourselves. I also appreciate what Brother David Stindl-Rast, what he said last week. I mentioned this quote that I love, that we are never more than one grateful thought away from the peace of heart. The root of joy is gratefulness. It is not joy that makes us grateful, it is gratitude that makes us joyful. So we can find this joy in giving from a place of gratitude, from a place of love, from a place of connection. And we allow this gratitude to make a home in us, to be in our heart, and we give from this place, this love and this joy. So the second thing about being mindful consumers, mindful consumption, is to make friends with our shadow. Laura talked about that today during her sharing, talking about parts of us that if we can become aware of it, then we don't have parts of us that might sabotage or distract us or leave us removed, disassociating with life. And in this way, you think of if Black Friday is a monster, so to speak, that we think of so many stories and movies that have this monster, like a big bad wolf, a wicked witch, a wizard, a king, a queen, a Darth Vader who's going to take us to the dark side. And the original intention of these fairy tales was to keep kids close to home. But they also, that they were afraid that if you went walking in the woods that a big bad wolf might get you. But there's also, particularly going back to the European tales that were very dark, there was an adult part of this that was talking about our shadow as a way to be aware that part of us were possibly envious or jealous or angry, and to be able to notice those parts of ourselves and notice what source they are, and to not let them influence the way we do things. I know for a while in my life I had a part of me that was kind of judged from my father's perspective of things, that if I had spare time I was lazy and I wasn't being productive. And I wouldn't allow myself to have unproductive time. But in that push I did, I became pretty unproductive because I would exhaust myself, wear myself out, I'd get burned out, and then I would get sick or just so tired I couldn't do anything at all. And so I began to notice this part of me that was encouraging me to what I judged as be lazy, when really it was just a part of me that wanted me to take time to reflect, to take care of myself. And when I learned to do that, when I gave permission for that part of myself, it's not like I let that part of me run my life, then I wouldn't be doing anything at all. But it would be a consult to find that time when I could recharge, refresh myself, to find my intuition, to allow spirit a way through my life. And that was an important aspect of this balancing different aspects of myself that I had disowned. And I also didn't want to disown the pusher part of me, although it could run me into exhaustion. It also got me motivated when times I was uncomfortable with something or something new that I had never done before and I didn't really want to do it, or to have a difficult conversation I really needed to have, but I could avoid it for a long, long time. So both of those aspects were really important to me. And this is that shadow, that uncomfortable, that disowned self. One of my favorite stories about a disowned self is called Iron John, and it's a European tale. And I've heard Robert Bly and Marianne Woodman talk about this story. They're both Jungian psychologists. And it's basically a story about a forest where hunters and soldiers would go in and they would never return. They wouldn't come back home after they went. And so the king closed the forest completely. And that's like us. When there's something coming, we just close it off. We're just not going there. But there was a hunter who wanted to go in there because he thought there was probably lots of animals there he could hunt. And the king warned him about this place, and he goes, I'll go in and be careful. So he went with his dog to hunt it, and when they went by this lake, a hand reached up and grabbed the dog and pulled it down. And so he brought in help, and they drained the lake bucket by bucket. They saved the dog, and in it was this hairy, rusty, primitive man that lived there. And they took him and they imprisoned him, put him in a cage. And this is like our disowned selves that we cage up, right? And the king's son was playing with a golden ball one day, and it rolled into the cage where this hairy beast of a man was. And the man talked to him and said, "I'll be glad to give this back to you if you let me free." And of course, the boy, in his innocence and curiosity, opened the cage up. And then the boy realized he was going to get in trouble for doing so. So he ran away to the forest with this beast. And together they became friends. They talked to each other, and they became partners in things. But the boy decided he couldn't live like this, that he needed to do more than just be in the forest. So he went to a kingdom far away. And there at that kingdom, he learned of troubles they were having there, and that there was a fair maiden, the king's daughter, that the king wanted to marry, but he wanted to marry to a bright and courageous man. And whoever could solve the mysteries that the king put forth would be able to marry his daughter. And of course, men tried to solve it. No one could solve it. So the boy went back now, a young man, and with this beast who wasn't such a beast anymore. Together they were able to solve this problem, and he was able to marry the king's daughter. Of course, it has to have a happy ending, right? But both Robert Bly and Marion Woodman talked about this idea of embracing our shadow and the gifts in it, that together you can accomplish more. Because these are parts of us that are important parts that we've disowned, we've pushed away, and there's value in this. I remember when I was, I grew up in Protestant churches. Calvin and I were talking about that this morning. And early in my adulthood, I was kind of dabbling in spirituality, but I went back to a Protestant church because it was more progressive than the Protestant church I went to growing up. But still, I was frustrated by their struggle with inclusivity. And I became angry and left that, and eventually found religious science, now called Centers for Spiritual Living. But it's interesting because I also, after a while, began to look at why I was so angry, because I was staying angry about it. And that didn't make a lot of sense, because I was just choosing, in some ways, the faith I was. And when I looked at it, I found that there was some disowned parts where I was not inclusive. Some of the lingering beliefs about racism and misogyny and around sexual orientation were left in there. But I had this identity around I was one of the good men, or one of the good white people, or something like that. Anytime you say one of, you're separating yourself as being different, othering. And so I was able to look at those beliefs and able to let go of those, or at least recognize when those thoughts came up, to tell myself the truth, that we're all equal. There's nobody better than anybody else. We're all one. And when I was able to tell myself the truth, that anger dissipated. And now I have many friends that, I went to the Lutheran church. When I went there Wednesday night, it was wonderful to be there. Was it my faith? No. But it was wonderful to be able to enjoy this interfaith, hearing them, seeing the baptismal pool there, and the cross, the cross up on the stage, and realizing how far I had come, the healing that had happened, because I was willing to embrace and open up to my beliefs that are there. I think anytime we find some of those beliefs, or even if we're just in contemplation, we can ask ourselves, how do I separate myself from others? How do I other people? How do I do othering? Who have I not yet loved? What part of me have I not yet embraced? So to be willing to ask and just allow the Spirit to intuit, reveal in you that which is incomplete, that which is some separation you still have, because we have the tendency to do that as humans, to separate. There's a term in Celtic philosophy called anam cara, which anam means soul and charis means the word for friend, so a soul friend. And so it's wonderful to have a soul friend who listens to you, who you can trust, who you can have intimacy with in emotions and sharing. But I think in that what we miss is sometimes we're not a soul friend to ourselves. That we allow ourselves that clarity, that purpose, that value, and just to be with ourselves and open up to the tenderness and our soul, and where we still have some harshness, some judgment, some anger, some distancing from parts of ourselves as well as others. And this is why it's important. The third thing I want to talk about is the importance of embracing our humanness. Now, this photo shows a couple who are doing some yoga on the beach. They're older, and maybe they're not quite as flexible as they used to be, but they're stretching. They're doing the work of these poses. And the truth is, this is the way we learn about ourselves. It's in our humanness that we find a greater truth in who we are. Ram Dass was definitely a spiritual teacher for me early on in my spiritual awareness. He started in the 60s. I didn't find him till the 70s. But he had been teaching for over a decade when he realized that he was separating from other people because he had identity around being a holy man. And through trying to live through others' expectations, he was doing that, this identity he had, avoiding certain uncomfortable things. And in this video that I watched, he was talking about to be liberated, truly liberated. We need to, yes, accept our divinity, but we also need to embrace our humanity. That until we accept our humanity, he said, our intuition and wisdom will lack harmony. We need to blend our humanity with our divinity. And I agree with this so much because we can identify with our inner being and we can appreciate the outer world that we have to be able to move and allow the spirituality to come forth. Not as a duality of an inner and outer, but as one. I love what Mark Nepo said. He's the poet who says, perhaps the divine nature of things is disclosed to us through our humanity. Through our humanity, moment by feeling moment. So our divinity is actually disclosed by our willingness to just to be human. We have these human experiences. People talk about a divine being having human experiences or a human being having divine experiences. I don't think you can separate the two. There is only one. And we can blend those to create that. Sonia Choquette, who's an intuitive teacher, says that only when we accept and forgive all that is and has been the good, the bad, and the ugly of our human lives, can we get off the guilt trip and back into the flow. That means we must love our humanness and all our failings. We must accept, learn from, and yes, even love our mistakes. Love our humanity and all that is. Perhaps at times life seems like a blur of colors without much clarity. Maybe we're just stumbling through life, but that is the nature of being human. And if we add some water of consciousness, those colors can create a masterpiece, an evolving masterpiece, an evolving art piece, but it's beautiful and sacred just the way we are. And we also accept other people's expression just the way they are. I know we can learn to operate within these roles without getting lost in them. To go shopping without thinking that is our purpose in our life. In all that we do. I love what Hafiz said in his poem, The Seed Cracked Open, that I've often quoted. He said, there are two of us housed in this body, doing the shopping together in the market and tickling each other while fixing the evening's food. Now when I awake, I say, God, what love mischief can we do for the world today? Notice the plural. What can we do, my humanity and my divinity? What can we do? What kind of love mischief can we get into today? Lead me, guide me. So whether we're shopping or eating or being a soul friend to ourselves or others, let's do it mindfully, aware, embracing all that we are, embracing our humanity, embracing all of our aspects of us, and find the joy and the gratitude that is there. Let us go to prayer. What I know right now is there is only God. There's only Spirit. And that all of us individually and all of us together is God, is good. And we embrace that in a moment. We allow Spirit to come through us, for we know Spirit right in this moment is moving through us, being through us, allowing us moments and opportunities for love mischief in the world, to fully embrace life, to fully embrace that which is coming forth, unfolding. For we know that is Spirit within us, and we know that Spirit is this truth of who we are. And we're so grateful for that as we release His word into the law, knowing it is so. And so it is.
I needed to hear that. Thank you very much. In that vein, the next two songs I want to dedicate to the people of the Middle East, so that healing starts in our hearts here, as you so aptly put. We begin the healing inside, and then it sort of ripples out. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and the green was easy, and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloomed in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and the way was easy, and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. And the garden stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and the sound was easy, and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven, and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. and the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the ancient pain is forgotten, and the Father's debts are clear. I dreamed of rain and the rains came. I dreamed of rain and the rains came. I dreamed of rain and the rains came.
Well, back at you. That's what I needed to hear. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And I think that's one you can just kind of sing to yourself this week, you know, praying for the rain and peace came over the land. It's beautiful, beautiful. This is a time in our service when we invite you to be part of the law of circulation. We appreciate all your giving, whether it is on Sundays or online or as a automatic bank draw, or how you do that. We appreciate your support of our vision and mission, and we know that which you give is continuing to feed our vision and mission, and we so appreciate that. So if the ushers could come forward. By the way, we still are collecting cards of intention. If you have one, you can just leave it in the offering plates on Sunday or mail it in to us either way. So let's just take our hand and put it over our heart as we affirm that which we've given is divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
For the Middle East, it's called Kol HaNeshama, and that means it's Psalm 150. Psalm 150, it means let everything praise God. And it's very simple. Kol HaNeshama. Can you sing that? Kol HaNeshama Tehalelia. Tehalelia. Kol HaNeshama Tehalelia, and then hallelujah. 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 Kol HaNeshama Tehalelia. This is Hebrew. Kol HaNeshama Tehalelia. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Brilliant. Way to go.
We'd like to welcome anybody who might be here for the first time. If you are here for the first time, you're willing to raise your hand, we'd like to give you a special gift. There we go. Thank you. We bless all of you for being here all the Sundays you are, because it is part of this community. We especially appreciate new people who are part of this community. We have coffee and snacks afterwards in the courtyard. Let us raise our hands and give this blessing to our new person as well as all people. We say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our worship, and so it is. I'd like to invite the practitioners to come up here, and they'll just be up front. If you so would like a prayer after the service, just stay in your seat, and then when everybody clears out, you can come up for your prayer. We so appreciate our practitioners here. And we also appreciate our kids, so let's welcome our kids coming in. We should have a kid's song. I don't know what it would be, but Charlie Brown or something, right? Hi. So thank you, Lupe and Tony, for supporting all our children. Do they have anything to share today?
Yeah, they have.
Here you go. Why don't you use the microphone so we can hear you? And
We
you
have
can
a
hear them.
small talk about gratitude. And do you want to share what are you about grateful? Yes. And show your picture.
Grateful is being kind.
Oh, that's pretty.
Are you grateful?
I am grateful for my family and my friends. Mommy, it's mine. Oh, mine.
Okay, it's Tony's turn. Tony's turn, okay? Tony's turn.
I'm grateful for my dog.
Great.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All
Thank
right.
you.
So we have a blessing for our children. We raise our hands up. Cut the blue. And repeat. We love you. We care for you. And we're here for you. It's dead, so he can hold it. Yeah. Let's all stand for the congregational affirmation. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I'm led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom. I'm protected by love. I'm here to be a blessing. I am so grateful. And so it is.
Love be with you. Peace unfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you. May good go through you. Let joy renew you till we meet again. One more time. Love be with you. Love be with you. Oh, peace be with you. Spirit lift you. Oh, breathe it in. Truth come through you. May good go through you. Lord renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Sorry about that.
May love be with you and enjoy shopping mindfully. Have a great Sunday.